A tier list is a list of playable characters or other elements of a video game, subjectively ranked by their respective viability in high-level competitive settings. Characters listed high on a tier list of a specific game are considered to be powerful characters compared to lower-scoring characters, and are therefore more likely to be used during tournaments. So far so good. The problem is that there are so many For Honor YouTubers that it is impossible to include them all, so I will only include the ones I have actually seen and who I can criticize. The D tier has only 2 channels in it, mostly because you need a lot of effort to be this bad. I decided to put Nova King at the bottom. He is the most edgy, salt-farming, arrogant, clickbaiting, low-effort channel of them all. He posts nothing but gameplay with barely any editing. He plays Orochi and fights only low-level players to make himself look good. How do I know? Because they never faint, throw random shit and don't know how to fight against Orochis. Just look at the goddamn gameplay right here. The only kind of editing he uses is mashing all clips together and put transitions into them. This takes around 12 seconds. The worst part by far are his titles. Most insane moves ever. Aramusha endures epic deflect mix-up. Angel of Death deflecting, demonic deflecting, finishing enemies in epic style. You can't make this shit up. This guy has 10 million views with such content. He is a prime example on what edgy really means. The fact that he must beat low-level people just to brag about how good he is one of the worst personality traits I have ever seen, and it is a mystery for me how he got 45,000 subscribers with such low-effort content. He also never talks, making his videos even more repetitive and boring. The worst For Honor YouTuber by far for me. Next on the list is Rockdog. I wasn't even sure if I should include him in this video, considering he has only made 4 videos in the last half year and only 2 of them are For Honor related. One of them is a Fortnite funny compilation, which is the reason he is on D tier instead of C tier. He clickbaits in all his titles and tries to farm as much salt and toxins as possible. I hate salt farming, it influences communities in a very bad way, and Rockdog is the most known for that. He has made like 20 videos where he just ledges people until they send him toxic messages, then he uploads that to YouTube with titles including the words like rage, extremely, salt, kid, ledge, then adds a troll face or a salt shaker to the thumbnail and gets 1.7 million views with that. What the fuck is wrong with people? The fact that he openly goes to start YouTube drama with another YouTuber, and when looking at his clickbait, he seems to be doing all he can for attention, which is why I decided to put him to the second lowest place. Going 1 tier higher to C tier, the next on the list is Thunders Gaming. He has actually very similar content to Nova King and Rockdog. He doesn't seem to purposefully farm salt like Rockdog, but the reason I rank him that low is one video title. One single one that ruins it all: Orochi gets salty. Ultra instinct dodges and parries. If this video didn't existed, I would have maybe put him a bit higher, but it does and no one seems to care. I find it also ironic that he jokes in one video that he is edgy, yet he does nothing to change that. Next is Alernican. Basically he just posts some tournament stuff, shitposts and bashing Ubisoft for whatever they're doing right now. I'm not sure if this should play an important factor here, but every time he gets into a discussion somewhere with someone, he goes to Twitch and laughs about them with his community instead of replying. But that's not the reason he is C tier. He is a competitive player, meaning that he thinks he is an elitist and accordingly arrogant. He played in an official tournament during Season 3 of For Honor. He won by using a broken exploit, thus winning every match with no effort because his enemies had no chance on winning. He basically ruined the entire tournament and afterwards bragged on how easy it was. Roman Campos Oriola, one of the main directors of For Honor, gave him the reward, and it was clear to see that Roman hated Alernican. The fact that one of the directors of the game that he plays hates him is evidence enough that he is a dick. Anyways, back to the tier list. Going 1 higher we got Frisk SZ. Besides having an retarded name that no one can pronounce, there's not much bad about him but not much good either. He made 25 videos in half a year and they're all gameplay videos without commentary, meaning they're all very low effort. It's a mystery for me how he reached almost 3K subscribers with that. Don't get me wrong, he isn't bad, but he just makes nothing good either. The highest on C tier is someone you probably heard of, Mege. He stopped posting For Honor content and moved on to other games, but I still decided to include him because I have a lot to say about him. Similar to Rockdog, he made salt compilations, but with the difference that he actually puts slight effort into them. Besides that, he makes gameplay videos where he actually speaks and commentary, if you can call it that. These commentary videos are what I really hate about him. In these he just complains about the developers, similar to Alernican, but in an even more entitled way. He talks all the time how Shaman is OP, yet he has never played her once before. He says all his mains are weak and all the heroes he loses against are broken, and this is why I hate him so much. I believe that he is one of the reasons why Shaman was so long so hated by the community, and he never admitted to be wrong. If you take away his commentary, he is less than average anyway because he thrives from salt and is quite edgy, which are never good traits. On B tier, I'm going to rank the first three at the same time because of how similar they are. Infinite, Jinji and Raven Gaming. All three do nothing but For Honor news and recap what the devs have said in the latest Warrior Dens. I decided to put Infinite as the worst of the three because of many reasons. One of them is that he is a hypocrite. He says that everyone plays cheap, yet he plays cheap himself. He also admitted himself to be wrong on some things he said. I put Raven as the best of the three because he uses a facecam, talks about different stuff than just news, and leaves his own opinion out of his commentary. Well, at least sometimes. Jinji is in the middle of the three because he is the most medical. No facecam, leaves his opinion out and talks only about news. Probably the best of the three if you are just interested in For Honor news. Next on the list is Illest Truth. He makes commentary videos only and always makes sure to state that it is only his opinions, which are good things. The only problem I have really is just his voice and the way he talks. It's so annoying and penetrant that I cannot stand watching his videos. If you can stand his voice on the other hand, I guess you will like him. Further on B tier is Zero Craig. He is very similar to a Lernican if I want to be honest. He bashes Ubisoft whenever he can, he thinks he is an elitist, he makes stupid competitive videos where he spreads misinformation and sometimes just gameplay. Once I had a discussion with him and after calling out his bullshit he stopped replying to me, showcasing his ignorance. The reason he is higher than a Lernican is that his videos have much better quality. His microphone sounds much better, he uploads much more frequently and hasn't such a toxic personality like a Lernican has. But that's pretty much it. Don't watch him if you care about game mechanics. Next is Mr. Medium, an average gameplay YouTuber but who also does montages and some very weird stuff. He puts some effort into his montages but he removes that positive point with his titles, who are very arrogant with stuff like beast, intense, scary, unstoppable, you get the deal. He also puts 3 exclamation marks on every title, for some reason. Besides that and some commentary, he has not much else to go with. Further on the list is Tony. He makes gameplay and commentary videos and mainly plays samurai heroes, especially Kensei. He changes the layout of his Kensei every time he plays him, which is nice and makes his videos less repetitive. I disagree with the stuff he is saying. A lot actually, you can see in my first vid where I included him. But that shouldn't be a reason to put him lower in the tier list because like Illest Truth he always claims that it's just his opinion. Next we got Bloody Envious. He is the most medical YouTuber you can think of. He does okay gameplay videos and okay commentary. His titles are quite clickbaity but not too bad. He is just perfectly balanced. As all things should be. Next is Faram. Basically all he does is recording Dominion matches where he anti-ganks a lot, adds some music into it and then uploads it to YouTube. He has a shitton of such videos online and it gets boring quite fast, but it is still good to teach anti-ganks. I'm not going to rank people on how good they play the game. I'm ranking them on how much effort they put into YouTube. Faram doesn't put much effort into his content except maybe his thumbnails. A bit higher is EFB. He makes mostly low-effort gameplay videos like the most other ones. He sometimes puts a little twist into them, like playing with the lowest level character he has, but he admits himself that he doesn't like doing such content anymore in his update video from a month ago, which is very admirable. I believe he'll do better content in the future, which puts him a bit higher than the rest of the gameplay For Honor YouTubers. M. Goldie. I barely know this guy. He seems to be like Bloody Envious, just that he doesn't upload that much anymore. By low-effort videos like gameplay videos is consistency and quantity important. If you don't have that, it makes the channel bad. He also made some nice montages on the other hand, which is why he is still higher than Bloody Envious. Next is Jay Corella. He did lately a lot of very high quality videos, which is great, but he hasn't made many videos in total and some of them are very edgy too. Hellwalker is a prime example on what edgy really means. He doesn't make arrogant titles though. But there's one more in B tier. Lastly in B tier is the one channel that was the hardest to rank out of all YouTubers, and I'm still not sure if he deserves that spot. Havoc. First I wanted to put him to D tier, then to A tier. I'm not even sure if it is a good idea to put him in the current spot. He makes good montages, does For Honor stuff since day one, has a lot of content and I enjoy watching it. The problem is just the edginess. He is the one who made the Punisher emblem as popular by edgelords as it is today. His videos have titles like Ultra Instinct, Master and much more, showing the arrogance of Havoc. I also heard a lot from people who won against him, that he can be very toxic. On the thumbnail of my parody to edgelords, I even put Goddamn Havoc in it, just to showcase how edgy he and his fanbase is. Just because of his influence to the community and his arrogance, I wanted to put him to D tier. But then I saw further into his stuff and realized that there is just as many good things about him as bad, and some stuff is excusable. He is genuinely good at the game, that means he can do more than to just turtle up. This excuses the arrogant titles a bit. He stopped using edgy stuff, like edgewalking in his recent videos, and he seems more nice than toxic overall. He makes good, funny content, and I don't think anymore that he has too strong negative influence to the community. Not to mention that he didn't created the Punisher emblem, and I talked once with the creator of it who doesn't seem too bad of a guy whatsoever, but rather nice. In total, I decided to put him on the highest place of B tier because he doesn't deserve to be lower. It's time for A tier. The first there is Archwizard CJ. He is a good all-rounder. He makes critique, montages, doesn't make clickbait. His editing is barely existing, but he makes that up with having a great script. He is probably the best For Honor YouTuber if you care about commentary. The next is Jackal Wolfenheart. He makes high-quality videos and puts a lot of effort into editing, putting memes into them and sound effects. Very funny at the beginning, but it becomes stale very quickly, for me at least, but I don't really care how I see him because I know he puts a lot of effort into his videos, so definitely check him out and see if you like it yourself. Further on is Kenzo. He has the most subscribers of all For Honor YouTubers. Basically all he does is shit as much content out as possible. Most of the time it's just gameplay footage with commentary, sometimes it's like reactions to something, and that's basically it. It is interesting to listen to him during his gameplay, no matter if you agree or not, and I understand why people like watching it. And like I said earlier, quantity is important for low-effort channels, and Kenzo makes probably the most content in the shortest time of all For Honor YouTubers. Next on the list is Flux Deluxe. He is kinda similar to Kenzo, just with the difference that he uploads less often but does occasionally some higher effort montages and memes. I really love his commentary. It's by far the most fun commentary of all For Honor YouTubers. I can't even tell why it is funny, just his way of talking makes it so entertaining to watch. Next is Spliced, probably the best known For Honor YouTuber, and this well deserved. He makes often gameplay videos, often very regularly, and he also makes tons of other stuff. He made hero guides for many heroes, he made a lot of montages, although they are quite trash and have far too many effects, and even a goddamn diss track. I also like that he is not afraid to speak out his own opinion, even though he was for the most time the most subscribed For Honor YouTuber. He said stuff like that he believes Warden or Shaman are okay even though he knows the backlash he will get for that. More on Abound. Most of his videos are either 20 seconds long or 2 hours long. He mostly posts clips from his streams, but with a lot of good editing and memes which makes them enjoyable to watch. He also makes a lot of other stuff that's either a big meme or just shitposting. He also apologizes when he says untrue things, for example after Valk got buffed. All in all, I enjoy his channel a lot, especially his raider montages are great and unique. The second highest on A tier is Shmuel T. He makes probably the best guides for newcomers on For Honor and puts a shitton of effort into his videos. Besides the guides for newcomers, he makes a lot of other stuff, mostly unrelated to For Honor, so I wasn't sure first if he should count as a For Honor YouTuber, but why not? I disagree with a lot of the things he is saying, but that doesn't change the fact that he is great if you're a newcomer to the game. And on the highest place on a tier is Young Malaria, also known as Draza. He makes great parodies, memes, montages and more. His edgelord parody is my favorite For Honor video and inspired me to make YouTube videos myself, and is the only reason my video How to Edgelord exists. Draza is basically the reason I'm making this video right now, and for this I'm very thankful. Now, before we go to S tier, to the best channels, let's have some honorable mentions first. This list contains basically some more channels that I forgot to include first. I won't go in depth to them because I'm a lazy sack of shit, but I will include the tier. Dear Gamer, Flukerson the Optimist, Talon Dillard, Kilroy Roger, Blackburn X6, Noah C, Freeze, The Major N, Winter Tommy, Taibu, Coldest Winter, and of course, me. Anyways, it is time for S tier, the best For Honor YouTubers. These channels put more effort into their videos and are more enjoyable to watch, for me at least, than any other channel. On the second place is someone that you would probably expect at this point. He makes fantastic editing, great guides, unique commentary, fun montages and more. His editing is dynamic and diverse, meaning that it doesn't get stale like Jackal Wolfenhart's editing does. He puts always some memes into his montages and also some nice small details which I love. He uploads very regularly and helps smaller channels out by mentioning them in the end of his videos. He posts high-effort content more often than other channels post low-effort content. I think objectively he is the best for honor YouTuber and deserves any attention he can get. But subjectively I think another channels deserves the highest spot in my tier list. First, I haven't even thought about him, but now I'm sure that he deserves that spot. And when you see him for the first time, he doesn't even look like a For Honor YouTuber. The last channel in my list, the best For Honor YouTuber in my opinion, is someone not even that many people know. Jerome. He makes shitposts, montages and memes. The key difference between him and everyone else is his incredible effort. His montages have the best editing you will find of any For Honor YouTuber. Everything is incredibly high effort, even his 10-second shitposts. To add to that, all his videos are also very funny and have a great humor that I personally love. The best thing is probably the music and how everything goes with the beat fluently. Many of the songs he uses are even made only for the purpose of his videos. This is the part where Jerome makes it better than Marco Yolo. Jerome makes sure that everything works well with the beat, and if you have seen any of my own montages, you would know that music is very important for me. He doesn't upload frequently at all, but that's completely acceptable because I think that quality always goes above quantity. That's why no gameplay only channel can be S tier. I don't know what else I can say about him really, because everything is good and everyone who plays the game should have seen his videos at least once. Same counts for Marco Yolo too. In my opinion, is Jerome the best For Honor YouTuber, and I hope you understand why I put him here. He should be an inspiration to newer For Honor YouTubers like he is to me. And that's it. That's my tier list. I hope you understand my reasons and enjoyed the video. It took me far longer to create this than I anticipated, mostly because my laptop is trash and limits me on what I can do. That said, I will probably go back on doing more montages in the future because they don't really limit me in terms of editing. Anyways, thanks for watching, and bye. You weebs.